something. Today we're going to just go over the stuff we did last week with ni and de and the toyu wa, no wa, etc. And then we've got a chapter of Japanese for busy people to work through. I think by that time we'll probably have a couple more people join us. I know there's a few people arriving late. And then if we've got time at the end, we can watch the JLPT video on Yoko, Tonari, Waki, and what's it called? Soba, to talk about proximity. Okay.
And at the end, can I ask you a question at the end?
Of course, yeah, sure. Of course.
Something in my notes I don't understand.
Sure, no problem. I mean, if you want to ask now, actually, Jock, it's fine.
Well, it's a nuisance for everyone else.
That's okay. Go ahead. Might be useful for everybody else.
Well, when we were talking about, I can't remember, but I've written down, put the verb in the mass form plus na. So tabe na.
Sure, that's not tabe ni. Or tabe na. This means
a negative. Or
no, tabe na means it's the same as tabe nasai. Like do eat, please eat.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's equals nasai.
Yes. Yes, a shortening of nasai.
And sawaru na.
So and then if you have the whole verb with na, then this means do not. It's a strong negative command.
Plus na. Equals don't.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect, thank you.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, good.
Okay, so just a quick refresh from last week. I think everybody went through this last week, didn't they? The verb zu. So we have actually, Jock, if you only come on Tuesday, I don't think I've prepared this slide by then.
No,
but it's only no, the next slide you will have seen that. So we've got, this is really just a scene setting to say that there are various ways to categorize verbs in any language, in fact, not just Japanese. So we've got some verbs which talk about existence. So in Japanese, this would be iru and aru. And we have things like stative verbs to talk about the ability to hear something. I can hear, I can see, or I understand. Movement verbs and actual action verbs where we're doing something. And there's a kind of river that cuts through these. The north bank are the transitive forms and the south bank are the intransitive types. So there are some existence verbs, for example, that sit on the transitive, whereas most are on the intransitive. And the same with the stative verbs as well. Majority are intransitive, but there's a couple of transitive. Movement verbs, similar. Majority are intransitive, and there are some transitives. And then for the action verbs, the vast majority are transitive, but there's a few intransitive ones as well. So there's no easy way, really, to kind of put them into neat categories and say all verbs fall into either stative or action. You can't say this. There are so many different ways of saying this verb is both transitive, movement, and group 2. So for every verb, there's like 3, 4, maybe 5 different criteria where you can say, well, it's what is part of this group, it's part of this group, it's part of this group. So I'm afraid that we can't simply make simple categories. But this is the same in any language. And I'm only mentioning this, not that we have to remember the rules about this, but just to be aware that verbs can be a little bit more complicated than we think. For example, this problem here that I identified last week after going through a few chapters of textbooks and looking at websites and watching YouTube videos, that the problem of ni versus de and the shades of grey that go between it. So just to summarize what we already know to be correct, some unaltered points about ni If we're talking about movement verbs, iku, kuru, kaeru, modoru, kaesu, ireru, ageru, kureru, watasu, hairu, noru. These are all verbs concerning movement. Some of these are intransitive, like iku, kuru, kaeru. They're things you do yourself. And some are transitive, like kaesu, to give something back, ireru, to put something in, ageru, to give somebody, kureru, to receive something. These are all movement verbs still, but they are transitive. These still use ni as the destination marker, just as they did before. Ni or e, both are completely fine. We also use ni as a direction marker for looking towards something, not watching something like television. This would be terebi o mimasu, but to say, look over there, I would say, asoko ni mite kudasai. Asoko ni mite kudasai. To say, please look in that direction. So I'd still use ni or e. Asking somebody, so using the verb kiku, which is the same character as to listen. But if we were to say, sensei ni kiite kudasai, this would mean please ask the teacher. Sensei o kiite kudasai, this would mean please listen to the teacher. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Sensei ni kiite kudasai is please ask the sensei.
Yes.
And O is listen. I would have,
exactly.
If you had asked me without telling me, I would have made it differently.
Sure. Yeah, it's just one of those things that you have to just keep in mind. I mean, sensei ni kiite kudasai means you go like going to them and listening to them by asking them a question. Whereas sensei or kiite kudasai, you can stay where you are and just passively listen to them, blah, 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 blah. So this is something you can do like watching television. Yeah. For meeting somebody, ao, this also uses either ni or to. And for teaching, again, this isn't actually a movement verb, but you teach towards students. So gakusei ni chiri o oshiemasu. I teach students geography. To say, you, not hanasu. Hanasu for talking to each other, we use to. But for just saying something towards somebody, again, we use ni as the destination. So basically, any verb which requires a direction, we would use ni. And then, for existence verbs, which are by themselves, excuse me a second. For existence verbs that are by themselves in sentences, for example, I am in my house now, ima ie ni imasu, then again we use ni as the position marker if these are by themselves. Hi, Tom.
Sorry, I'm late.
That's okay. If we're using time references like 3 o'clock, we only use ni, we don't use or de. Okay, I'll give you time to finish writing notes if you're writing some. So the problem comes with using the present continuous tense. So for this is made by putting the verb into the te form and then finishing the verb with iru or imasu. So for the majority of cases, if we are doing a verb in the present continuous tense, reading, writing, making, eating, then we should mark the location we're doing at with de. For example, eki de matemasu yo. So, Jock, what does this mean?
I'm waiting at the station.
Good. Moishan, cafe de kohi o nondemasu.
I'm drinking my coffee in the cafe.
Good. And David, cafe de kohi o nonde imashita.
I was drinking my coffee at the cafe.
Yes, exactly this. So it doesn't matter whether this is in the present what's called the present progressive, which means present continuous in the present form, or the present continuous past, the location is still marked with de. It doesn't change just because we have imas at the end. So just as this sentence says, just to be absolutely clear, the fact that imas is included in the sentence does not impact what particle we use. The particle here, the location particle, is determined by not imas, but by this verb here. The actual thing that we're doing, not the present continualization of it by using imas. But there are some exceptions. There are exceptions to using de to mark an action verb. There are some verbs which in the present, the past, or the present continuous use ni to mark the location or direction still. For example, suwaru, to sit, and tatsu. The reason for these are instantaneous verbs. It's not something that, even if you're sitting for a long time, it's not like you're going through the process of sitting. To sit means to sit down. So suwaru, to sit, and tatsu, to stand, are instantaneous. So we'd mark the location with ni. So for example, I am now sitting in a chair would be ima isu ni suwatte imasu. To say, please stand in a line, then you say, sono retsu ni tatte kudasai. Sono retsu ni tatte kudasai. Sonzai suru is means the same as arimasu, but it's in the suru form. So this also uses ni as the location marker. Sumu, to live at or to reside at, also this is kind of like an existence verb. We also leave this in the ni. Or we're saying, for example, I live in England. Ikirisu ni sundeimasu. Just give me a second, guys. Sorry, just come back.
Can I have an example with the verb, the sonzai suru, because I don't know how to use it. I mean, aru okay, but
To do existence.
So it's rather than saying arimasu, which kind of means there is, if you want to say something exists, for example, there exists a species of ant that looks like Ali G, then sonzai suru works quite well to kind of say it exists. Or there's a squirrel that sounds like Borat, then you would say not there is a squirrel that lives. You wouldn't say ikite imasu, but you'd say Borat to kikoeru risu ga sonzai shite imasu. There exists a squirrel like this. Is that okay, Constantine?
yeah, no, it's just I'm thinking I would have used iru.
If you say imasu, then it kind of says there's one here. But if you want to say there just exists one somewhere, then sonzai suru is slightly better than aru or iru. Yeah.
So if I want to be pedantic, aru is more for the non-living things, sonzai is more for people.
I mean, you can use sonzai suru for non-living things as well. Yeah. I mean, sonzai just means existence. So, for example, mon raison d'être is watashi no sonzai no imi. So my sonzai, my existence, no imi, the meaning of my existence. Watashi no sonzai no imi. I mean, we don't really use sonzai suru much, except when we want to specifically say there exists a mountain in Kenya that's in the shape of a huge penis, for example. Motsu, to hold. This has got, motsu has two meanings, literally to hold, like ima keitai o motte imasu. This still uses the location marker de. So if I want to say I am holding a phone in my room, ima heya de keitai o motte imasu. But we can also use motsu to describe something that we own, maybe something that's away from us, not something we can literally hold, but something we own, like a house or a car. So, for example, if I wanted to say I own a house in France, I would say Fransu ni ie o motte imasu. Tomaru, meaning to stay, like at a hotel for a temporary stay. We use ni as well. And ikiru, to live, and shinu, to die. Again, we don't use these ones quite so much to mark a location, but just in case, we still use ni for these. So to summarize, anything where we're actively doing something, like making something or using something, then we should use the marker de, whether it's the present continuous or the past or the future, etc. But for the existence of something, these verbs which are either instantaneous or they talk about existence, then we should use ni. Any questions, guys? Okay, let's have a quick run through the questions that we did last week. Okay, let's go on the first board, and let's actually start in the middle. Tom, would you like to go first? Hannah's at the airport right now. Should we go and meet her?
Okay, so 今、花さんがここにいます。
Sorry, kuko ni imasu. Sorry, yeah, you're right. Sorry. Yeah.
Shall we go and meet her? 会いに行きましょうか?
Yeah, good. Exactly. Perfect. Well done. And David, at 4 p.m, let's watch the travel TV program in the living room.
Program is
Bangumi? Yeah.
Gogo Yoji ni Ryoko?
For living room?
I think so.
It's Ima.
Sorry. Ima de travel program. I think it's Ryoko no Bangumi.
Yeah, so you can say Terebi Bangumi.
Oh, Terebi Bangumi. Or Mimasho.
Perfect. Good. Well done.
David.
Great. David, you're still very quiet, by the way. Is there any way of turning up your stuff? You see that really expensive microphone you've got? I bought these earphone microphone for 15 pounds. It's pretty good. Just plug them in and stick them in your mobile phone or your tablet, carry them everywhere, hear perfectly, make telephone calls. Amazing technology. No, it's still quiet.
Damn it. I'll see what I can do.
Okay. Tobe. I was studying geography on the train every day last week, but I often fell asleep. And I can't hear you either. It's a bad day for sound, isn't it? Okay, Jock, do you want to have a try at this one?
先週毎日電車で地理学を勉強しました。
So this is actually
imashita.
yes, it could, yeah. Shite imashita.
Shikashi,
Shikashi is a starter at the beginning of a sentence. We should just use ga.
ga, yoku, nette shimaimashita.
Perfect. Exactly this. Nette shimaimashita.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Oh, that's better. Good. Yeah. Okay. So,
Yeah.
Toby, do you want to try this one? Which restaurant should we eat at this evening? The pizza restaurant looks fun.
Konya restorante tabe restaurant
Yeah, but it's a question, isn't it? It's which restaurant?
yeah, where which dochira
Yeah, you can do dochira, but we then need to use dochira no.
dochira no restaurant wa tabemasu ka?
Not wa, but we want to use a local. We need a
de.
Yes. De. Tabemashou ka? Yeah.
Tabemashou ka? Soですね。ピッツァのレストランはおかしいです。
So okashi would mean strange in this case. That kind of
really?
funny. Yeah.
Okay. Like fun in enjoyable. Or
enjoyable, exactly, enjoyable.
Enjoyable.
Yeah. Begins with ta.
Just tadashi.
Tadashi is correct, but not correct in this case. Tano.
Tanoshi desu.
So it's to say it looks enjoyable.
Tanoshisou desu.
Yes, good. Tanoshisou desu. Excellent.
Sorry.
No, it's okay, no problem. So if we have dochira no, this is correct, but this is often contracted to dono. Kono keitai, sono keitai, ano kuruma, dono restaurant. Yeah?
Yeah, of course. I'm sorry, I came in with my breath in my throat. Been away, so my head's still settling.
No problem. No problem.
That's dedication.
Yeah. Are you on night shifts at the moment? Are you on night shifts at night shifts at the moment?
Techniques not in place. No, I'm working the afternoon shift.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then sorry, that was sorry. Washam. Which restaurant shall we go and eat at this evening? I heard the sushi restaurant is delicious.
Okay, I'm gonna use the example from above.
Good.
Konya Dono restaurant sabi ko init tabe
Okay.
Tabe ni ikoka. I had a sushi restaurant ga sushi no restaurant ga oishii sou desu.
So that's oishii sou desu ne?
Oishii sou desu.
Very good. You're right. What are you doing? You stuck a
No,
pen in your hand. Okay. Tom, when I was 25, I lived in Morocco, but I now live in Seattle. Seattle is very easy to live in. Excuse me.
Rain hasn't gone yet. I want to do it, but I think it's raining.
Oh, sorry. My thing isn't showing.
For me, it's a shame, but I already.
Sorry, Wayne, my window hadn't been reformed to show you. Wayne, would you like to do this one? Sorry.
Sure, no problem. When I was 25, right?
Yes, please. This one.
Okay. 25歳の時、
5歳の時. Good.
マロコに
However it's spelled. マロコに
住んでいた。
Good.
が、
Yes.
現在、
Very good. Nice.
シアトルに
Yeah. I think it's now Shiatoru or something like that. It's pronounced, isn't it? Shiatoru ni.
住んでいる。
Good. 住んでいる。
シアトルが
シアトルが
住みやすいです。
Very good. Yes. 住みやすいです。Very good. Well done. Let's give you another one, actually, Tobe. We'll start from the top again. Chiba Sensei is sitting in the large chair over there. Why don't you sit next to him?
Shiba
me?
Sensei, what?
Sorry, I meant Wayne. Sorry, I beg your pardon.
Sorry.
Sorry, my mistake.
Okay. 千葉先生は
Yeah.
あそこの大きい椅子に
Yep.
座っています。
座っています。Yeah.
月に
Say, 月に
いや、
月に
座りませんか
So when you say suki, do you mean in the space, that suki?
Next.
Next to it? Oh, okay. Right. I didn't even know this was a thing. Let's have a quick look.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's okay. It may
Guessing,
be,
yeah.
could well be it. Skini. Suki. I can't see it in. Can't see it in the dictionary, but I mean, this dictionary doesn't contain everything. But we're going to have a quick side lesson now on 4 ways of saying next to sit next to. And then we're going to, if we've got time, watch a video where Tezuka Sensei actually explains it, and then you can concentrate on her grammar rather than the actual lesson she's talking about. So we have 4, we're going to look at 4 ways of saying next to or near to. Tonari, tonari ni, soba ni, yoko ni, and waki ni. Okay, so first one, tonari ni means next to, but there are a kind of 2 conditions. One is that there is nothing between A and B. And 2, A and B have to be the same category of thing. Just a second. So, for example, if I say John-san no tonari ni dare desu ka? That means who the person next to John, just John-san no tonari, which means next to John, who is that? But this must mean the person next to him, because John is a person, and as A and B have to be the same category, it means that I'm talking about the person next to him. If there is something between John and the person, the other person, like a cat, a bomb, and a custard pie, then I shouldn't really use tonari because there should be nothing between the two of them. Okay. If I say eki no tonari ni, then I must be talking about a building next to the station. I can't be talking about a person or a car. It needs to be the same category of thing. 2, sobani. Oh, sorry, the other thing with tonari ni, this means to the left and the right only. Sobani, this means near to. This can be anywhere really, any 360 degrees. It just means something that's quite close though. So chikai means near, but sobani is usually used to mean much closer, like arm's distance. And there are no real regulations about this. 3, yokoni. This means to the side of. It means if we draw a line from the left and the right, then anything on that line is yokoni, including things which are different categories, and even if there are obstructions between you and that thing. So again, that's fairly general. There aren't really any regulations. And then wakini also means to the side of, but really close, like exactly almost touching you, almost shoulder to shoulder. So quite often we can use any of these words, but we might want to be specific. So for example, the one that Wayne did, Chiba sensei wa asoko ni ooki isu ni suwatte masu, suki ni suwarimasen ka? Let's go through these. Let's see if we can use, can we use tonari ni?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. It's your Chiba sensei is a person, you are a person, and there's nothing obstructing the two of you, so you could use tonari ni. What about sobani?
I guess so.
Yeah, you could. It could be the seat next to him, or it could be another seat down. It could be the seat in front of him. So it may be not specific enough. Yokoni? Again, it would work,
I think so.
but it could again be 2 or 3 seats down the line. It just means to the side of him. You might be understood to mean right next to him, but it may not be specific enough. And what about wakini?
Was that in the same seat?
Good. Let's assume that he's filled his seat. He's a largish chap. You could use wakini actually. This would be perfect because it means really right next to him. So wakini would work quite well in this case. Okay, do you guys need a bit more time to write notes? Okay, Toby, you okay? Good, I like little dance. Oh, I've created a new friend, a squirrel, now comes to visit me every morning because I throw food out on my back door. Okay, let's move on. Side. So that was Wayne, and let's go back to Jock. Felix's wife was standing in the lobby. I don't know where she is now though.
Felix さんの奥さんが玄関に立ってました。
Yeah, sorry, 立っていました。Good.
今、彼女はどこにいるわからないんです。
彼女はどこにいるか
わかりません。
Yeah, わかりません。わからないんです。わからないんです。
わからないんです。
Yeah, Subashi wakaranai desu. Good. Wai-chan, tonight I will stay in a very expensive hotel. Where are you staying?
Straight. Okay, λοιπόν. Konya. Very expensive. Okay. Totemo takai hoteru ni.
Yep, good.
Staying.
So this
I
was.
think I wrote it somewhere, but I cannot find it in all this mess of notes.
Tomaru.
Tomaru.
Yeah.
I was thinking Tonaru, no, Tomaru.
Tomaru.
I'm thinking, should I put it in continuous?
So I've just changed this question slightly. So if you're talking about the future tense, if you're saying I will stay, yeah, tomarimasu. I've just slightly changed the sentence. I've joined these two sentences together. So yeah.
So with the te form then?
No, I want you to kind of say, but where are you staying? But do this neatly using your most modern Japanese special powers.
With a desu ga.
Okay.
Okay. So we need to put it in donde? Tomaru. I need to put it in te form then.
I was thinking of tomarun.
Tomarun desu ga.
Yep.
Doko ni tomarimasu ka?
Yes, good.
So we just leave the verb in the simple, in the simple form.
Yeah, exactly. David, I own a large house in the countryside, but during the week I stay in a hotel in London.
Oh boy. Countryside is
Inaka.
Inaka ni big house. Oki ie mottemasu ga?
Mottemasu ga?
Staying. That'd be during the week.
So this means weekdays, doesn't it? Heijutsu. Yeah, good.
Heijutsu ni London no hoteru ni tomarimasu.
Hoteru. What's the particle again?
I thought it was hoteru ni.
Yes, good. Tomarimasu. Very good. Well done. Excellent. Tom, look over there. There's a flying elephant. It
was 2 times the same. Elephant was a flying elephant. Flying was
tobu, but it's in the present continuous, isn't it? So it's
So tobu imasu.
Tobu is the present tense. What's the present continuous?
So it's over donde imasu.
And then we'll leave this in the plain form.
And then flying elephant. I forgot uzu something.
Yeah, good. A good way to remember this is in a zoo. There is a statue of an elephant. Okay? So zoo is zo with a long o. Zo ni zo no zo ga arimasu. Sorry, I'm just using zoo. I'm just grabbing zoo as a kind of phonetic. Zo ni zo no zo ga arimasu. So statue and elephant are all spelt like zo. Zo.
Yeah. So yeah, and it's in the plain form because we use the verb as a changer for the noun.
Exactly. Yes. Modifier.
Then that should be zoga.
Yep.
It's inanimate, so imasu.
Ah, it's a real elephant.
So yeah, so it's real. So it's alive. So i.
Yeah. Yes. Sorry. 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 I thought I heard you say inanimate. Sorry.
Plus.
It is animate. Yes. Good. Yeah. Imasu. Good. And then finally, tobe. It looks very difficult. So why don't you ask Michael Sensei how to do that kata?
これは難しそうです。
Sorry. これは so 難しそうです means yes, yeah, 難しそうです。
が、
が
ミカル先生を聞
or would be listen to.
うん。
To make it, to listen to, ask it.
This be a pointing.
Good. Yep.
So, ni.
Yep.
Ni. And how do we do this? Ano kata.
Mm-hmm.
O. Yarimasu ka?
Okay, so let's break this down. There's actually a few sub-clauses within this question.
I was thinking about do itashimasu ka.
Oh, very nice. That would work well. So this part here is fine. これは難しいですが?難しそうですか? And then we've got something to like in. This isn't asking a question really. It's not asking why don't you. It's actually saying it's inviting you to ask Michael Sensei, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you know that at the end it's going to be something like what kikimasen ka? That's going to be the final part, isn't it?
Yeah.
Michael Sensei ni is good. This is going to be a direction marker using kiku. And then how to do that kata. So not ano kata, but it's that kata you're doing now. So it's not ano, but
sono.
Sono. Sono kata o. And then
Do itashimasu ka?
Do, so
Do itasu maybe?
yeah, good. Do itasu ka. That's now the subclause. Do itasu ka. Sorry. Do itasu suru ka.
Suru ka. So.
Sorry, in that case, that should be do ita. Sorry, this actually makes it do itashimashite. You may as well reduce this to do yatte. Do yatte suru ka. Otherwise, it sounds really formal when it doesn't need to be formal. Yeah, you've done it. Yeah, well done. Finished. You've done it. Good. Okay. Any questions, guys? Right. Sorry, just before we move on. Have you all got? No. Do you all have this stuff here on the right? Is it all in your heads? This tonari ni, soba ni, yoko ni, waki ni? Okay. So providing you kind of have a rough idea that these are all different, we're going to watch a video now where it's explained what what these four are. Now, as you kind of know roughly what they mean, it should be easy to understand the content of the video. What I'd like you to focus on is understanding what how she's explaining it, rather than the actual content. content is now fairly obvious. Let's try. Here we go. It's 6 minutes long. Let's watch the whole thing together first, and then we can then identify the bits which are difficult or any particular phrases which are difficult. Oh, sorry, I've got to do the optimization. Can you guys see this okay?
Yes.
Sorry, awful music at the beginning which drowns out what she says a little bit, so do your best.
皆さんこんにちは。日本語教師の手塚です。今日は横、隣、そば、脇の違いを考えたいと思います。まずこんな文を見てください。彼は
Let's just see that bit again. 横に立っている、隣に立っている、そばに立っている、脇に立っている。
を見てください。彼は私の横に立っている。彼は私の隣に立っている。彼は私のそばに立っている。彼は私の脇に立っている。この違いがわかりますか？ここで大切なのは点か線か距離。
Okay, so 10, this means point or position. Sen, this means line. And chikai, obviously, this means proximity, how close. So these are the three things which will determine which of these you use.
が近いかです。このポイントを頭に入れて4つの言葉の違いを考えましょう。
Yoko.
横は左右の線です。左右に伸びる横線、すべての位置が横になります。ですから、彼は私の横に立っているというとき、間に何人いても、距離が遠くても、同じ種類じゃなくても、横と言えます。例えば、横一列に並んでください。学校の横に書店がある。他にも、向きや長さを表すこともできます。船が大きく横に揺れる。彼女は横を向いた。横10センチ、縦8センチの布など、横は左右の線だと覚えてください。隣は左右の点です。横線の間に初めてあるものです。注意しなければならないのは、人と人、建物と建物など同じ種類のもの2つだけです。ですから、彼は私の隣に立っているというとき、距離が遠くても同じ種類で間に誰もいなかったら隣と言えます。例えば、日本の隣に韓国がある。隣の駅で降りましょう。私の隣に座っている人はサラさんだ。このように、隣は左右の点だと覚えてください。そばは小さい円です。隣、横と違って横である必要はありません。360度近いところならどこでもいいです。ですから、彼は私のそばに立っているというとき、縦でも斜めでも手が届くぐらい近かったら、そばと言えます。例えば、家のそばを通ったらカレーの匂いがした。机のそばに野球道具が置いてある。駅のそばにある店に行こう。このように、そばは小さい円だと覚えてください。脇は左右の短い線です。そばよりももっと近く、そして左右にあるのが 脇です。ですから、彼は私の脇に立っているというとき、左右の線で距離がすごく近いところという意味です。すごく近い横とも言えます。例えば、荷物を脇に置く。彼はすぐ脇にやってきた。司会者の脇に記録係が座る。このように脇は左右の短い線だと覚えてください。ここまで横、隣、そば、脇の違いを考えましたね。ではチェックしてみましょう。これから写真が出てきます。写真を見て A と B どちらの言葉がふさわしいか選んでください。では始めましょう。
Okay, so guys, let's use this opportunity to do this quiz. So A or B, this is tonari and yoko, ni narande aruku. Narande means to line up. De aruku, walking. Is it tonari or yoko?
Yoko.
Yoko.
The other.
Tonali.
Tonari. Okay, we're split 50-50. Let's wait to the end. See what it is.
隣は左右の点2つだけです。左右の線の上にたくさんいますから B、横が正しいです。
机のそばor yoko ni shorui ga aru. There are many documents around the table. So is it soba or yoko?
Soba.
Soba.
そば。
左右だけではなく、いろいろな場所に散らばっていますから、A、そばが正しいです。
カバンの隣or waki ni neko ga iru. So kaban is this bag, yeah? No tonari or waki ni neko cat ga iru. So is it tonari or waki?
Waki.
Waki.
Okay.
カバンの右のすぐ近くに、カバンとは違う種類、猫がいますから、B、脇が正しいです。
上司の隣or そばに男子がいる。
Tonari.
Tonari.
Tonali.
女の子のすぐ右に同じ種類の人、男の子が一人いるので、A、隣が正しいです。いかがでしたか？横、隣、そば、脇の違いがわかりましたか？どれも似たような表現ですが、少しずつイメージが違いましたね。この違いを抑えて日本人のように使い分けてみましょう。メッシュクラスには
使い分けて。
Okay. How was that, guys?
使い分けて。What was
One more time, John?
that? She said at the end, 使い分けて。
No, it was skywakete.
使い分けて。
Yeah. Bit more difficult than the Wakaru video, wasn't it? Yeah, she was a bit faster. But I think this was a different
Too
level.
many words, too many words.
Yeah.
I found this one easier.
Really? Wow. Oh.
Yeah, I
Because
found it.
with the text, you could follow more easily.
Oh, good.
With drawings, it was very clear, so it was easier to understand what she was explaining.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Absolutely.
Agreed.
All the same.
Cool. Do you want to watch it one more time?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. While you're watching it, I'm going to make a cup of coffee. So I'll be back in a second. Hang on.
Ready, steady, go.
Just a second.
Also, right at the end of the video, what was ikaga deshita ka?
How is it? Or yeah, how was it? Ikaga deshita ka? So it's a more polite way of saying do deshita ka? How was it? Yeah. Here we go. Can you see it, guys?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go.
皆さんこんにちは。日本語教師の手塚です。今日は横、隣、そば、脇の違いを考えたいと思います。まずこんな文を見てください。彼は私の横に立っている。彼は私の隣に立っている。彼は私のそばに立っている。彼は私の脇に立っている。この違いがわかりますか？ここで大切なのは点か線か距離が近いかです。このポイントを頭に入れて4つの言葉の違いを考えましょう。横は左右の線です。左右に伸びる横線、すべての位置が横になります。ですから、彼は私の横に立っているというとき、間に何人いても、距離が遠くても、同じ種類じゃなくても、横と言えます。例えば、横一列に並んでください。学校の横に書店がある。他にも、向きや長さを表すこともできます。船が大きく横に揺れる。彼女は横を向いた。横10センチ、縦8センチの布など、横は左右の線だと覚えてください。隣は左右の点です。横線の間に初めてあるものです。注意しなければならないのは、人と人、建物と建物など同じ種類のもの2つだけです。ですから、彼は私の隣に立っているというとき、距離が遠くても同じ種類で間に誰もいなかったら隣と言えます。例えば、日本の隣に韓国がある。隣の駅で降りましょう。私の隣に座っている人はサラさんだ。このように、隣は左右の点だと覚えてください。そばは小さい円です。隣、横と違って横である必要はありません。360度近いところならどこでもいいです。ですから、彼は私のそばに立っているというとき、縦でも斜めでも手が届くぐらい近かったらそばと言えます。例えば、家のそばを通ったらカレーの匂いがした。机のそばに野球道具が置いてある。駅のそばにある店に行こう。このように、そばは小さい円だと覚えてください。脇は左右の短い線です。そばよりももっと近く、そして左右にあるのが脇です。ですから、彼は私の脇に立っているというとき、左右の線で距離がすごく近いところという意味です。すごく近い横とも言えます。例えば、荷物を脇に置く。彼はすぐ脇にやってきた。司会者の脇に記録係が座る。このように脇は左右の短い線だと覚えてください。ここまで 横、隣、そば、脇の違いを考えましたね。では、チェックしてみましょう。これから写真が出てきます。写真はどうでしたか？横、隣、そば、脇の違いがわかりましたか？どれも似たような表現ですが、少しずつイメージが違いましたね。この違いを押さえて日本人のように使い分けてみましょう。メッシュクラスには、
Okay. Uy. Dzień dobry, dzień dobry.
Dzień dobry, kochanie.
Okay, let's move on, guys, to some reading and writing we're going to do today, which is from the second chapter of Japanese for Busy People. Let's see. Piotr, would you be my second person, please?
はい、もちろん。
How shall I send you this page on Facebook Messenger?
You can send it on. Yeah, that will work.
Cool. Okay. Pyeongtaek. Yes, Pyeongtaek. Pyeongtaek.
That should help.
Thank you. I already had Joe. GPT2. Rochelle. Dozo. Todokimashita?
Hi, hi.
Okay, so this is lesson 2. This is lost and found. Mr. Chang realizes he has left something on the train and tells a station employee about it. So I'll be Chan, and then Piotr, you can be Eki In, which is a station employee.
Hi.
Here we go. Sumimasen.
何でしょうか？
Wasoremono o shimashita.
どの電車ですか？
20分ぐらい前の電車で、後ろから2番目の車両です。
何を忘れましたか？
黒くて大きい紙の袋です。
中身は何ですか？詳しく説明してください。
マフラーとセーターです。マフラーはウールで、黒と白の縞の模様です。セーターは赤くて胸に馬の模があります。
模様。
sorry, 模様。Thank you. 模様があります。
今、商店の駅に電話をかけて問い合わせますか？問い合わせますから、ちょっと待ってください。
すいません。Then, yep. After calling the terminal, the man comes back to Mr. Chang.
ありました。ウールの、マフラーと赤いセーターですね。東京駅の事務室に届いていますから、今日中に取りに行ってください。
はい。Okay, let's go a little bit slower. Good. すみません。
はい。何でしょうか？
忘れ物をしました。
どの電車ですか？20
分ぐらい前の電車で、後ろから2番目の車両です。
何を忘れましたか？
黒くて大きい紙の袋です。
中身は何ですか？詳しく説明してください。
マフラーとセーターです。マフラーはウールで黒と白の縞の模様です。セーターは赤くて胸に馬の模様があります。
今、終点の駅に電話をかけて問い合わせますから、ちょっと待ってください。
すみません。Exactly. はい、どうぞ。
ありました。ウールのマフラーと赤いセーターですね。東京駅の事務室に届いていますから、今日中に取りに行ってください。
Okay, cool.
I've not
Anybody?
seen that last hi.
I always put it at the end of anything. It's a bit like at the end of any Guns N' Roses song, you have to shout out "Yowza," even if it's not in the lyrics. Yeah. What are you looking at me like that for, Constantina?
I just made the mental picture in my head.
Yowza. Okay. Who got 100%? Anybody? Yeah, good. 75 to 100. Good, good. 50 to 75. Cool. Okay, good, good. So everybody got above 50%. Would you all say that?
But I still don't know what he lost.
Okay. It was Łukasz Mahura and it's yeah, there was some Japanese words. Yeah, scarf and muffler. And said, oh, and Andrea Setti. Yeah, Łukasz and Andrea Setti.
Oh Jesus!
in a bag. This is a seta, which means sweater, jumper. It's a Japanese word. Seta. Yeah, it's silly, isn't it? Okay, let's have a look. I'm just going to plonk this somewhere. ちょっと待ってください. Move that around. We'll do a transliteration and a translation. That there, and stick that there. Put that down there. You think there must be easier ways to do it than this? In fact, you think there'd be some kind of group discussion software tool that allowed you to use its tools properly. Right, let's have a look. How's that? Can you see the text and can you see the Word document underneath?
Yes.
Yes.
So let's take it in turns to just read through this quickly. Should be quite easy. It's mostly hiragana. Jock, shall I go first? Chan.
はい、すみません。
And then Moishan, Ekin.
はい、なんですか?
More time.
はい、OK。なんでしょうか?
Yes, なんでしょうか? Tom, Chan.
は、す、え、も、no?
This is more.
もの、yeah, the things you forgot.
Yep, good.
しました。
Good. しました. Tobe. Ekin.
どの電車ですか?
Good. どの電車ですか? And then Wayne. Chan.
20分くらい前の電車で後ろから 2番目の、車両です。I'll make it read today.
That's okay. 2番目の車両。And then this. Yeah, good. Jock, Ekian.
I can't see where we are, Andy. Can we?
Sorry, it's this bit. Can you see my pointer? This one here.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Nani o wasurimashita ka?
Wasurimashita ka? And Constantina. Chan?
Kurokute. Oki kame no fukuro desu.
Yes, good. Have we lost David, by the way? Can't see him
I'm still
anymore.
here.
Oh, sorry, David. I have to resize my window and people drop
Joined
off of
so
it.
many times I'm in a different place.
Okay, David, would you like to do the next two then? Because I've dropped you off a couple of times.
Nakami wa nan desu ka?
Nakami wa nan desu ka?
Kurashiku setsumei shite kudasai.
Setsumei shite kudasai. Then, Chan?
Mafura to
Mafura to
seeta.
Seeta, yes.
Mafura to seeta desu. Mafura wa uru de kuro to shiro no shima no
Shimano, yep, good. Moyo desu.
seeta wa
Seeta wa
akakute mune ni uma no moyo ka arimasu.
Moyo ga, ne?
Moyo ga arimasu.
Who was the last one to read before, David? Was it you, Constantina? Tom?
I think it was Jock today.
Oh, John, okay. Okay, so on to Constantina. Chan Ekin.
Can you point because I've lost the lines?
Yeah, sure. It's this section here, the 2 lines here.
Okay. Ima Jo.
This is
You
Shu.
Chute no eki ni denwa o kakete toyawasemasu ka? I don't know this word.
That's right. It means to ask.
Okay, kara. Chotto matte kudasai.
Good, exactly. And then Tom.
Sumimasen.
Good. Sumimasen. Then after calling the terminal onto Tobe, just a second. Again, let's spread this out a little bit. So Toby, if you do the first up to, yeah, do the from here to here, please.
Arimashita.
Arimashita.
Then we have katakana.
Katakana no katakana to akai katakana desu ne.
Is it furu no?
It's uru.
Uru no. Uru. Mafuru to. Mafura, of course. Mafura to. Akai. Seta.
Good. Okay.
セットですね。
Yeah, good. And then Wayne.
東京駅に、東京駅の
Ekino.
事務室に
Yep.
届いていますから、
Can't see my writing now. Hang on. Masu kara.
今日に、
Kyojuni.
今日中に
Yeah.
取りに行ってください。
Good. Ite kudasai. Excellent. Cool. Right. Let us now translate this. So let's start from obviously Jock. That's an easy one for you. Sumimasen.
Excuse me.
Wes-chan.
Yes, what is it?
David. Wasonomonoshita shimashita. Oh, we've lost your voice again. I tell you, mate, buy one of these. 20 quid. Argos. We'll come back to you, David. Tom? Wasonomonoshimashita.
I forgot something.
Yeah. Tobe? Dono desu desu ka?
Quickly one.
Sure.
The shimasta is from the shimas, not the
Yes,
shimao.
correct. Only shimashita.
Okay.
So wasonomono shimashita means I left something, I dropped something. It just means this. If you said wasonomono shite shimaimashita, this was also fine actually. This just means, damn it, I've forgotten something. Yeah.
Which train?
Yes. And Wayne?
The train from 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And is the second train from the back.
Yes, good. Yeah, the second carriage from the back.
Second carriage, yeah.
Yeah, good. So this is shario. Shario means, well, it actually means a vehicle, but if we're talking about trains, then this means the carriage. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, wheeled vehicle, etc.
Cars,
Yeah.
can't
Yes.
What-
Yeah. You can mean
Meaning
cars.
of
And
ryo in this case.
sorry, ryo? Both.
Yeah, I mean it's both, but
Yeah.
what, as in wheels and both. What does
I
that
mean, to be honest, if you hold that back up to the screen a second. So the common one that's used is the first one, which means vehicle and both. But
Yeah.
if you look at the other one, this kanji here, the one I'm pointing at, this also just means vehicle, right? Doesn't it, Wayne?
That's correct.
Yeah. So they've kind of simplified that second one, the second Chinese one,
Okay.
and they've used just the both character for vehicles. Just means two. Just means a vehicle with two or
that's
more
the
wheels.
counter for vehicles apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was also wondering because the French also has the word chariot, which is very similar and
From
has a similar
chariot.
meaning as well.
From
Yeah,
chariot.
chariot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, good way to remember it. It's not related, but
It's not related. Okay.
yeah. Okay. And then Piotr, nani o wasuremashita ka?
What have you forgotten?
My name.
Have you looked?
Have you checked your? 黒くて大きい紙の袋です。You there, Jock?
Oh, me? Did you say me? Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
Oh, a large black bag.
Yes.
Large black paper bag.
Yes, good. Yes, good. So kurokute, so putting the kuroi into the joining form, kurokute, oki, big, kami, paper, no, fukuro desu. Are you with us back again, David?
Hopefully.
There we go, that's better.
Gotta get new cable.
So David, nakami wa nan desu ka? 詳しく説明してください。
I'm actually a bit lost. I know Tetsume is a reason, I think.
Explain.
Explain. Nakami wa nan desu ka?
So,
What's inside it?
Yeah, good. So it means what are the contents, basically? What's inside it? Kuwashiku. Right, this is a new adjective for some of you, I guess. This comes from kuwashi, which means detailed, fine points. Kuwashi.
Explain exactly.
Yes, exactly. Explain.
Make sure it's yours.
Exactly. Precisely. Good. Constantina? Mafara to seita desu. So I'm just going to slightly reshape the screen. Sorry, give me a second. I just need to move things around because I can't write and see at the same time. Where are we? There we go. Hey, dozo.
The muffler is the muffler.
Yep.
Sweater, muffler and sweater. There is, yeah. Mafra wa rude. I don't understand this. Mafra wa urude.
So
I know black and white, kuro to shiro no shiro.
Good.
Stripe.
Yeah. So let's do this urude. So this was in katakana before. So it's probably not a real Japanese word. It's probably an English word. What's uru? Do you think? You have to sometimes guess these because they're impossible to tell. Uru, uru. What does it sound like?
If there's anybody marble here, I would have think that's a magical uru.
Meh.
Okay. They're making the noise of that.
Yeah. All right, Bali. What did she say? What's she saying?
She said she's crying.
Oh, crying.
She's gone ultrasonic.
I wonder why all the dogs around here started barking.
Wait, I need to remember the English words because in Italian it's pecora.
It sounds like uru.
Agnello. How the fuck you call it?
Wool.
Wool, but Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
superstar. Okay.
So
Okay.
he's giving this explanation of the scarf, and he first gives it a noun. So this is like by saying de. This is basically the te form. Well, it's actually the te form of des. It's the joining way of saying des. Instead of saying deshte or something, you just say de. So it just shorten it to make it de. So
it will be the particle that means what is made of. What the
no. I mean, you could do it in this case. You could say urude skudarimashita, but if you want to say it is, then you can just say urude. So it is wool, and so
black
scarf
and white
is wool and black. Kuro to shiro no shima. This is an island. This is stripe.
It's a stripe, yeah.
Yeah.
With black with white stripes.
Yes. And moyo means pattern. Turned with white and black stripes. Why did I say white and black when firstly English people would never say white and black, and it's not even written that way in Japanese either. Yeah, exactly. And then seta wa akakute mune ni uma no moyo ga arimasu.
So this is a sweater, a red sweater.
Yeah.
Mune is the chest.
Good.
On the chest.
Yeah.
And there is a horse.
Yeah, good. There is a
It's a
horse.
pattern of a horse. Okay.
Yeah, so I think you mean symbol in this case, on the chest. Good.
If it's knitted, it's pattern.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Exactly. Then Tom. 今、終点の駅に電話をかけて問い合わせますからちょっと待ってください。
Now?
Yeah.
The denwa o kakete is hang in the train.
So one more time, Tom.
The denwa o kakete is he hung it in the train.
No, so this is shuten no eki. This is the location to which he's marking that with ni.
Train halt.
Sorry, one more time.
The stop, train stop.
Yeah, exactly. This is called the terminus. The terminus.
Terminus.
Yeah. Denwa o kakete.
So on the train.
No, what this means is so we usually say in modern times we say denwa shimasu, but it's still, you can still use this nowadays. It used to be denwa o kakemasu, to make a telephone call.
So it's not the kakaru from hanging, it's the kakaru from.
Well, actually, it is the kakaru from hanging, which is where originally you used to hang the phone, right?
Yeah, that kind of phone, yeah.
Mm.
And then so now. Oh yeah, not Densha. Sorry, I had the train in my head. But
Yeah,
it's Denwa. It's a phone.
Denwa. Yes.
Sorry.
So
now so at the train terminus.
Yeah. Actually, read the whole sentence, Tom, and have a minute to kind of construct the whole meaning of the sentence. There's two sentences put together here. So
I don't know the toya wasimasu.
So this is just a polite way of saying kikimasu. I will ask.
Then I will. Aiken is the train. Is not the person that lost it. That's the train personnel.
The Aiken.
Aiken, yes.
Yeah, that's the station employee.
So then he will ask. I will phone here and ask. I would expect if they have found it. Please wait a moment.
Yeah. So I will phone the train terminus, and it's actually saying, because as I will phone the train terminus, toya wasimasu kara terminus and ask. Please wait a moment. So ima, now, shuten no eki, terminus station, or denwa kakete, I will phone, and toya wasimasu, because I will ask them, please wait.
Please wait a moment.
Yeah.
That was a knee, so it's somewhere.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. And then Tobe, simasen. It's a bit of an easy one. What does it actually mean though when he says simasen in this case? Do you think this is Chan saying simasen?
Yeah, just recognize what the Ikin said.
Yeah, it's like another.
Yeah,
yeah,
sure.
It's like another way of saying thanks. Okay, and then Wayne. Let's do the whole thing. Arimashita. Uru no mafra no to.
Yeah, we have it.
Yeah.
The wood, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Sweater.
Muffler. Scriptures in muffler and red sweater. Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Tokyo eki ni jimshitsu ni todoite imasu kara, kyou juu ni tori ni itte kudasai.
Please go to the office.
Yep.
In Tokyo Station.
Yeah. So actually, this first sentence here, if we imagine this is just a single sentence, Tokyo eki ni jimshitsu ni todoite imasu. What does he mean? What has
to?
Not exactly. This is actually saying that something has arrived. So this is todoku,
okay.
To arrive. So
yeah, I wasn't sure what todoku means, so that's why I really struggled. It has arrived in the office in Tokyo Station.
Good. Tokyo Station. and then kara, so therefore.
Therefore,
Yep.
please go and get it there or retrieve it there.
Yep. 今日中に if I write this in kanji, then I'm sure you'll recognize it. 今日中
Please do it today.
Yes.
During
Yeah.
the day. During the day.
Yeah, during today.
During today. Yeah.
Yeah, good. During today. 今日中に Good. Okay. Well done, guys. Any questions? Any particular words or part sentence structures we don't understand?
I was a bit confused by the stripes.
Shima.
Yeah, I just looked it up, and shima is stripes, but shiwa is also stripes.
Oh, right, okay. Let's have a look.
But also creased.
Shiwa.
Yeah, shiwas.
Shiwa is like a wrinkle.
Yeah. It looks
Yeah.
like it's only means wrinkle, crease, or ripple.
Oh, not in my dictionary. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so I was. Oh,
Shiwa. Let's have a quick look at Shima a second, see, make sure it's not the same character. Shima. No, the kanji are completely different, aren't they?
okay.
Yeah.
Good. New words.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, guys, we've done everything that we had planned actually, when we've done quite a lot. So I just want to make sure that all of you had a chance during last week to see this section here, though. Who wasn't here last week at all during the TASOGARE class?
Friday I wasn't here. I was here Tuesday.
Oh, okay. On Tuesday morning, Wayne?
Yep.
Oh, okay. So
I
can I
wasn't
just
here, I think.
right, okay. Let's really quickly go through this then. Where is it? Okay. So this is more about using some useful expressions that we have been using in the YouTube videos. So these three I'm about to show you all basically mean something similar, and you just need to learn to recognize the keywords within it to say, that's what it means. So the first one is the meaning of, or describing the meaning, and this would be A toyu imi wa B desu. So this means the meaning of A is B. A toyu imi wa B desu. Okay. For example, saya biki toyu imi wa saya o hiku koto desu. So this means, Chop, can you translate that?
The meaning of saya biki is to pull the saya back.
Yeah, exactly this. Yeah. So any phrase or word or sentence that has a uncertain meaning, put at the front. Toyu imi wa toyu, it is said. Imi means meaning. Wa, and then saya or hikukoto, this is just nominalizing to pull the saya, isn't it? So saibiki, the so-called saibiki means the pulling of the saya. Omoyari toyu imi wa boku no hito no joutai o kangaeru koto desu. Moyes-chan?
Why I always get the difficult one?
Because your middle name is Lucky.
I mean, like the omoyari is the way of the thinking of the others.
Yeah. Boku no hito, other people, not joutai, situation or status.
Kangaeru, to understand.
To consider.
To consider.
Yeah, to think about. Good. And then taking this sentence form, if you say do, meaning what or how, you imi desu ka, what does it mean? Okay, is that right, guys, so far? That's the first section. You okay, Tobe? If you need me to pause to write stuff down, just give me a wave. All good, okay. Next bit is very similar, but subtly different. Hence, I've distinguished these in very particular different colors, blue and blue. A, to you know wa, B des. A, to you know wa, B des. So A, so-called A, to say A, is B. Like A, things that people say, is B. And this is exactly the same. This is just the written form. A, to you koto wa, B des. So these two mean exactly the same thing. But what's the difference between this phrase here and this phrase here? Well, let's see it in an example. Ashita hayame ni okiru toyu no wa 6 ji gurai desu. So David, what does this mean? Ashita hayame ni okiru toyu no wa 6 ji gurai desu.
Waking up early in the morning means around about 6 o'clock.
Yes, good. So ashita.
In the morning?
Ashita?
Oh, so sorry. Ashta, tomorrow.
Yes, yeah. So waking up early tomorrow means about 6 o'clock. So this isn't actually defining the meaning of each of these words. It's not like you have to translate it to your children when you say, we're going on holiday tomorrow, guys, we need to wake up early. Waking up early means 6 o'clock. It's just saying this is what it means to us, not the actual, not the literal meaning of it. Rokudan o gokaku suru toyu koto wa takusan keiku o shiranakereba naranai koto desu. Tom, do you want to try translating this?
Passing 6 dan means a lot of, you must train a lot.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Passing 6 dan means you must train a lot. Good. And when we say toyu, you can say toyu, it's absolutely fine. It's not, doesn't sound awkward, but often people replace to with te-yu, te-yu. So if I insert it in this sentence here, ashita hayame ni okiru ti, God, it's really difficult to not say toyu. Okiru teyu no wa 6 ji gurai desu. Rokudan o gokaku suru teyu koto wa takusan keiku o shinakereba naranai koto desu. Everybody okay? Everybody understand the difference between this sentence and this sentence? Tobe, you're today's runt of the class. Is that okay? Is it clear? Yeah.
Yeah, partly.
Yeah. So this one here is really explaining the meaning of a word. It's like, I don't know what this word means. Can you explain it? Like saibiki or moyari. When we use this sentence form, it's the implication rather than the meaning. It implies something. It's not saying the literal meaning of these words. It's saying, this is what it means to you. This is how it affects you. You've got that concerned stare, Tobe. Are you sure you're okay?
No, I'm just comparing it to the tamani.
I'll put tamani to somewhere else. That's not in.
Yeah, no, yeah. I just compared the meaning when we translated it now.
Yeah.
So if we translate this rokudan o gokaku suru, is it?
Right. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Yes. I mean, that is a kind of way of interpreting it. But if you say rokudan o gokaku suru tame ni takusan keiko shinakereba naranai koto de, this would become keiko o shinakereba narimasen. Period.
Yeah.
In order to pass my 6th dan, I have to do a lot of training. Yeah. But if I want to slightly change the kind of the feeling of this sentence to say the passing of 6th dan means lots of cake, you have to do lots of keiko.
Okay.
To make it kind of non-specific to you, to kind of talk about it in an abstract sense, then you can say toyu no wa. This means this for you. This means, or for anybody, this means.
Yeah. I see. Yeah.
And finally, the reason is for when you're providing reason. And then we have the word why here, nazeka, toyu to. If I say why is, for example, here's a little dialogue between a wife and the husband. She says, "Ara, atsui koto kite desu." And he says, "Hai, なぜかというと、午後に雪が降ると読みました。Do you want to go at translating this, Toby?
Which of the
So this one here first. あら、
なぜか place 午後に雪が降る。
just the first one first, Toby. Just the sentence.
あら
Just means, oh.
Okay. So, okay. So, it's hot coats.
This means thick in this case. Sweet koto means thick coat.
Thick coats. I'm wearing a thick coat.
You're wearing a thick coat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, why are you?
Yeah, basically by saying kiterundes, even though it's not a question, it's an exclamation, which means, oh, you're wearing a thick coat, meaning, why are you wearing a thick coat? Yeah.
Okay.
And then Wayne, はい。なぜかというと、ここに雪が降ると読みました。
なぜか because
The reason is
ここに there will be snow.
Yeah, I read there will be snow.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah. ここに in the afternoon 雪が降ると読みました。I read. Yeah.
はい。
There are a few different variations of this なぜかというと or どうしてかというと which include なぜなら if it is why. This is the nara conditional. なぜなら if it is why. This also means the reason is, or if you're asking, なぜならば if it is why. It's the same, isn't it? Just these all mean the same thing. なぜかというと、なぜならば, all of these mean the reason is. Guys, when you're ready for me to move on, can you give me the majestic moose, please? Okay. Thank you. All good, Jock?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. So the final point is that there are, this is all conversational Japanese. There are various levels of formality which will increase or decrease the words in these expressions. So we just basically have to learn to recognize these. So if you hear something which is something like toyu no wa, toyumi wa, teimi wa, then this means this means, quote, this means, or the meaning is this. Okay, let's do some Jock, go ahead.
というわけは
This also means the reason is というわけ. So という意味 is meaning. というわけ means reason, doesn't it?
Okay.
The reason is.
伝えびきというわけ No.
Let's think of a sentence we could use this in.
行くというわけは
One more time?
行くというわけは
そうですね。行くと
鈴木さんに会う。
そうですね。会うつもりがあるから。
Okay.
Yeah, the reason for this. Yeah.
というわけは
Let's do some spontaneous examples, shall we? Constantina. 職場という意味は人が仕事するところです。職場という意味は人が仕事するところです。What does this mean?
The shokuba, whatever that means that tokoro.
Tokoro. This means place.
Place. The place. Where is the place the man needs to work?
Yeah, can you make this make this sentence complete then?
Can you
So-
repeat it then?
Sure, of course. 職場という意味は、人が仕事するところです。
The meaning of that is the place is where the person works.
Perfect. Yes, exactly this. Yeah. Yeah. 職場 means a place where people work. David. Let's see. 数学という意味は番号を勉強することです。数学という意味は番号を勉強することです。
Bango is
A bank number.
Sugaku means Bango number of
番号を勉強することです。
I've got the words, I'm just trying to figure out the grammar.
Okay.
So Bango or to study the number?
Study numbers. So can you make a complete sentence?
Sugaku, mathematics.
Mhm.
Mathematics means the study of numbers.
Yeah, good, exactly. Tom. Hmm. 早いというのは今だよ。
もう一度。
はい、いいですよ。早い。sorry. 早くというのは今ですよ。
早く means right now.
Good. Really good. Yeah. So quickly means now. Good. 飛べ。See. 来週ベルギーに行きます。なぜかというと、トムさんに会いたいんです。来週ベルギーに行きます。なぜかというと、トムさんに会いたいんです。You're muted, Tobe.
Last week I went to Belgium to
来週ベルギーに行きます。なぜかというと、トムさんに会いたいんです。
Yeah, the reason is I wanted to meet Tom.
Not last week, but 来週.
Next week.
Yeah.
Week. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
Of course.
That's right. Let's practice a sentence then.
Next week I will go to Belgium, and the reason is I want to meet Tom.
Very good. Perfect. Wayne. 難しいね、スポンタネイティは。買い物に行きます。なぜなら、料理がない。
Can you repeat the first part slowly, please?
Sure. 買い物に行きます。なぜなら、料理がない。
Going to shopping? Can you repeat the second part already?
Sure. なぜなら、料理がない。
If it is why, let's know.
Sorry, don't exactly translate this, Wayne. This is just me trying to do an exact translation of these. It just is.
Okay.
The reason is.
Yeah, the reason is There's
Uriori ga nai. Uriori
there
ga.
isn't any food.
Yeah, I have no food. Piotr. 聞こえないんだ。なぜならマイクがダメだ。
I can't hear you, and that's because your mic is shit. No, it's I was wondering, could it be said that toyu koto wa basically comes down to, and by that I mean?
Yes, that's a really good way of putting it.
The other one would be the exact meaning of this word or concept is nani nani.
Exactly. Yeah, it's exactly the difference between the two. Yeah. And then finally, Jock. 行かないんだ。なぜなら忙しいや。
Go.
I can't go. The reason is I'm so busy.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly this. Good. Okay. Well done, guys. Let's call it a day. Any questions before we go back to our normal lives?
Was this just a repetition of last week, and do you still need to do this week's program, or was this week's program?
This bit here is last week's stuff. We did this week's from doing the lost and found section, so we've just been jumping around, using up some time. Yeah. But you'll hear the reason why we've done this particular slide is because the woman who presents that JLPT, she often uses these expressions toimi wa, toyu no wa, and naze nara in her explanations. So if you're listening to an explanation, you will hear these phrases being used constantly, or variations of these constantly. So it's important to be able to recognize them because they sound a little bit similar. Okay, thanks very much, everybody. お疲れ様でした。またね。じゃあね。
Good question, please.
Oh, yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Well, no, just to talk to you separately.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
エイシンカン大会についてですか?
Yes.
Yeah. So I've messaged my members.
Hey.
We probably will be able to put, if we can steal a couple of low grades from somebody else's dojo, we might be able to make 2 teams. But we've got so many high grades now, we can't make a full team. Yeah.
But that's what I wanted to ask you. Could you put a word around and see who would be available for referee duties?
Sure.
Just a question of getting Sanko show ordered.
Sure. Okay. So it's 5th downs and above, isn't it, for refereeing? Roughly. Yeah. Okay. Sure. We'll do. I've actually asked all of our guys if they're going to be going for refereeing instead. So, yeah.
So how many would that be roughly?
Me, Harry, Stoy, Al, Dan. 5.
That's 5. That's brilliant. Yeah.
We'll certainly have enough referees. It's competitors we need more of, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe 6 refs then.
Yeah.
Maybe. Well, we've got 6 teams.
Really?
So that's 2 teams,
good.
2 prizes each.
Oh. Well, if it's over quickly, we'll just do some nice training together.
Yeah.
We've got.
Well, it's going to be tight for time because we have to start at 12 and be out by 5.
Right, including food as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is good.
Yeah.
We got Kenyu-kan, both Kenyu-kans. Your dojo
Ryoshinkan?
Shinkan.
Yeah.
Akashiwa Kuroinu.
Yeah.
I don't think there are many more.
I expect Rob hasn't actually seen this, so Rob, I expect, will put a squad forward. Let me just make a quick. Let me just draft an email. Rob Colson. You've got Mark Thurman, haven't you?
Yeah.
Let's see who else is there. Oh, Elena West.
It's a long way for her to come, isn't it? Just to referee.
Yeah, she'll probably serve a weekend up in London though. Łukasz, Adam Bieniak.
Oh, if you could ask the Polish guys.
Yeah, sure.
Me.
Of course, yeah.
It's
sure.
a lot of money for them, but still, if they train with you on the Sunday, that would be worth it.
Sure, yeah. Let's just write a few names down. Al Paya, Gergi. I think who else in the UK would be. Oh, maybe the Scottish guys, the northern guys might be up for it. Martin Chambers.
Oh right, yes.
Kevin McNeil. Who else? Doesn't do it. Don't really want to say. Or maybe Matthew Smith.
Smith, yeah. I mean, Faye sometimes turns up.
Yeah, it's up to her to dig this out, though.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm not a Facebook friend of hers, so she won't even see my advert. Somebody might invite her. Oh, Jill Wasey.
Oh right, Jill.
Trying to do a scan in my head of all the dojos around the country. Nashi.
Well, Nashi's not got a judo dojo, has he?
No, he might come along for a referee and a bit of a smash up though.
Well, if could you organise some referee numbers for me then?
Yeah, certainly will do. No problem
That
at all.
would help a lot.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll get on it.
And
Yeah,
I've got managed to get a new plate trophy organised.
Oh,
which,
good.
Yeah, which Don is getting made in
Oh,
wood,
nice. Oh, fantastic.
with Jim Jones on it, since they're putting in the money.
Right. Oh, good. Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
Well, they're sponsoring it. Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
That's great. Thank you, Andy.
No problem at all. Hopefully we'll get a few more people there.
It would be nice, but still.
Yeah. Great.
Okay. Use 2 CI Joes, wouldn't it?
Yeah. But we remember we used to have these at the Scout Hut, didn't we? And only have one GI Joe, which sometimes managed to squeeze in 2, and sometimes there's only a handful of us. Still a nice day to get together and have a little.
That's what I'm hoping. Yeah.
So
I think if we don't hold it this year, then it will just fade away.
Yeah. And I think people are looking forward to getting together now that it's a bit safer.
It's safer, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, smashing. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.